So, Silksong community's kind of falling apart right now. Some people are whining about the unfair difficulty and balance issues. Others are pissed that Team Cherry listened to the casuals and started nerfing stuff. Here's my hot take. Both casuals and hardcore players are right, but both groups are looking in the wrong direction. Let me explain. In one of my Elden Ring videos, I dropped a joke. Take that Capra Demon is the best boss in Dark Souls. You know, the one with 2 dogs in a tiny-ass arena. Ring any bells? The thing is, his difficulty isn't really about mechanics. It's just a camera losing its mind, while the dogs turn everything into chaos. So see it, there's no clear pattern like, boss does X, you do Y. People who couldn't brute force him, especially back when we didn't have a million Souls-like games a year, started experimenting. He tried everything the game had to offer. Someone even figured out how to kill him without stepping into the arena. Just bomb him for the street outside. So instead of bashing their head against the wall, people started looking for clever tricks. And the exact same thing is happening in Silksong. When you don't have enough mechanical skill, plus low HP and barely any benches, you start thinking, how can I cheese this fight? Who can I drain mana from? Low buzz, juice, whatever you want to call it, made people searched for farming spots and even build entire farming setups. Unnerving, they found an exploit where you can kill him from the upper platform. Some enemies bait you into narrow passages. If that beast fly didn't kill its own summons, it would be a straight-up Capra Demon situation. And it just keeps going like that. The problem is that this search for clever tricks only gets triggered by bullshit. Like taking double damage for 2 slightly mistimed dodges, identical windups for totally different attacks, and too few benches to recover. Plus, the game isn't really an RPG. It was made and marketed as a little acrobatic action, which are kind of conflicting design ideas. And since it's not an RPG, the game barely gives you any tools to actually experiment and find creative solutions. So just lowering the difficulty won't help. It'll just make the game something you can brute force through, turning it into yet another generic Metroidvania. Basically, one problem gets replaced with another. That's why I think the question shouldn't be too hard or too easy, but rather, how to preserve that kind of experience while avoiding the parts that cause pure frustration, or at least communicate that idea clearly. Not this half-assed approach where you give players crappy timings and crappy damage, then fix the crappy timings, lower the crappy damage, and the magic just disappears, right?